Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've done a reading or I've done anything. So, thank you for coming back. For those who will come back, oh, that's way ahead of time, sorry. Um, for those who are coming back, um, I wanted to just read something that I thought is quite, I'd have to watch how I word things because I might be flagged for some reason. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read what it is and I'm going to give you probably hints instead. So if you know what I'm talking about. So something to do with, okay. So it's not at all in question, just question. It's not at all about questioning its efficacy or efficiency or whatever it is, or effectiveness. It's more about the other things that are might be in it. Okay, so I'm just going to be general, a little bit more general, and I'm just going to do these through the asteroids, see what happens. Okay, I just kind of wanted to see what it was for myself. Okay, and I kind of was doing my own research for it for myself, because I was looking at things, many things actually, about what it was when I took it, and if there was any sort of like natural removal, let's call it that, from like my guides or anything at all, like maybe physical removals, like natural removals, all that stuff. Because I had a dream once that I had a something was taken out, and it was just like weird. Okay, that's interesting. Because when we go into the dream state, it's not actually dreams; we're actually traveling. So there's something happening there. So some kind of whoosh, extraction. Um, so anyways, I wanted to go through that, but I discovered some for myself. There's several dates for myself, which I'm not going to really share here. There definitely, I've seen some specific dates, but the one that stood out for some reason, this is very interesting, June 19. I believe June 19 is let me double check here. I think June 19 is one of the, let me double check here. Mm, June 19 must be one of the eclipses of this year. Let me double check here. Oh, I saw something else that was June 19. Okay. June 14 is a solar eclipse. Not that far off. That would kind of make sense why June 19 would kind of fit in there. But that's for myself. Okay, so that's the stuff that's happening for myself. So I looked up several things like the asteroids Tutatis, Volcano, Tyrannus, and Osiris. As far as we're talking about things that are foreign, there's the asteroids. It's not an asteroid, it's a comet. Oumuamua. And then there's Metis, Cernunnos, and Cleopatra. But if we're talking about those little things that I don't want to mention what it is, let's just call it little things that probably should not be there. We're referring to Algira, Athanasia, and Adrastia. Okay, when I did the research, they had something to do with that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share what do you call this? The actual chart for when it came to, well, let's just say when it came to Canada. What I'm going to do is actually I'm going to save it here and I'm going to open the chart and share with you what I got. Okay. All right. Maybe I don't need that one. That's fine. I just need the little cross thingy. All right, so I'm going to share the chart with you. I'm going to show you what I discovered, and I thought this was very interesting. Um, Not to say that it validates anything at all, not that it's proof of anything at all. What I do see here is that there's right here, but that's because it's in the 12th house, so that signifies to me that there could have been something, maybe in terms of things that probably we cannot see. Njord refers to things we cannot see. Athanasia represents that thing I told you about. Okay. But it is trying to chaos here. So that means and it's actually, it's not even conjunct North Node here, but it is in chaos. So chaos is also hidden things. So retrograde means that it's probably continuously there. Um, but there's also Algira. Algira represents those things as well. Okay, so it's actually conjunct in North Node, so that means that it's probably headed in that direction. And it's interesting how Rosh Shalom is actually opposite of chaos here. Rosh Shalom represents, what does Rosh Shalom represent? Also unseen things. So there's something about when it came to Canada, that it wasn't the public wasn't seeing it, or rather things that are kind of unknown, mysterious about it. It's not tied to the south node, so that's okay. But the fact that Algira is tied to the north node here shows me that there's something about um the I guess you can see the perception, right? Here Gemini rules that, so Mercury rules that right here. So there's beliefs about it. And Mercury is in Sagittarius here, so that means it might have been exaggerated as well, that there could have been those little things. Um, but we don't know. That's what I'm saying. But it is trying to Athanasian Yord, right? It's in the 12th house. So again, unseen things, hidden, invisible. Maybe it was clandestine, maybe some. Or it's in Algeria here in the fact that it's in the fourth house, conjunct of fourth house. It's in Gemini means it's like it'd be like little things. It's not that big. If it was anywhere in, let's say we have here Apollo in Virgo, it means that it's also unseen things that are little things. That would make sense here, but it has nothing to do with the actual thing itself, like the substance, right? It's yeah, because I would have seen it in the first house. Maybe there's little unseen things because we have Nehalinea, Coronis, and Radagast in the first house here. Um, Fourth, the Chiron here, so it's a conjunct, it's a trine Varuna. So what I can say is that it might have just been like unseen um burning. It's just like it's in fire signs, so it must have been some sort of cleaning or something like that. It was meant to intended to be for that kind of process, right? To get rid of anything that was yeah. It doesn't say four. I didn't get the foreign stuff here. Um Although it is trying to Mercury, and it's in the ninth house in Sagittarius. That explains the foreign stuff. Where's Jupiter here? You can see Jupiter. Maybe there were foreign stuff. Look at this one right here. Okay, it's actually is actually conjunct Saturn, so matters, it's matter, and it's also foreign things. And Capricorn, it means it's like more of that substance stuff. It was intended to be, it was achieved, it was intended to be in that, to get rid of the what it was supposed to get rid of, or at least prevent it, block it. Boundaries, that's Saturn right there. Jupiter is kind of like that too. Pluto is the one that it's for, right? What it was meant for. That totally makes sense. And Apollo is the poison here, but that was the agreement made with those little things. But again, but we don't know. But it is trine Alicanto, which is also unseen things, retrograde in Taurus. So the earth signs here represent that there is something that is meant for. But in terms of those little things, I don't see it here per se. Um, it could be through Uranus. We have Hernemesine conjunct Ubasti, trine Uranus right here. And the fact that it's trine Uranus in retrograde, and retrograde could also mean, by the way, it's little things as well, private sort of things. So I don't know if it was that common. Maybe it was something that builds up. Okay. It is square Varuna here. And Uranus represents technological advancements. So, but Uranus is square Saturn here. So there might have been some sort of technological challenges with this one, at least the date that it came to Canada. Um, that's what I'm seeing here. So I don't see anything. Usually if it was Athanasian Algira or Adrastea in the first house, to me that would represent that there 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 were things like those. Okay. The substance itself is effective. It has, Bashar said, for those who watch Bashar, look it up. Daryl Anka channels him. He talks about it that it was meant to be the way it was. We were misinformed by a lot of things. But in terms of the little things that we're talking about right now inside it, I don't see it in the first house here. But that's here when it came to Canada. I don't know about other places. I haven't done the research on that, but I asked the date for when it came to Canada. Um, so I think here in Canada we're pretty much, I guess you can say okay. We don't know, but again, we'll see what happens. Okay. So, anyways, I thought I'd just pop that in here. I thought it was just an interesting research. See what you can make out of it. I don't know, whatever you get, but we'll have to see what happens. But yeah. So I don't know. I think that for those of us who are in spiritual community, there are certain things that are being, if it's meant to, it's meant to, meaning like, at least maybe you ask for it as well. It's intended to be like that. Your guides might help with that as well too. Right. So yeah, that's about it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. That was just something that was extra. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.